doing. His whole thing is not to become president. It's to start change. So if we start change, he'll be just as happy. He is really nice. I don't care. Yeah, well, he's an obvious accelerant to change. Obvious. Well, but we need to have the reins in our hands as well.
I'll tell you when he started running for president, he envisioned this. He envisioned all these people coming together.
Yeah, even Ron Paul says that, all the change in government can't be done by presidential executive order. The Constitution demands that change comes from all three branches of government, from the different levels of government, so we need more people in different places, not just a presidential election, a gubernatorial election, a Senate election, a congressional election. The local judiciary is as much at fault as the judiciary in Washington. It's a pervasive problem that pervades all levels and all offices in government. So it has to be more than just one man, one election.
He wanted to start this network, to defend liberty and bring back constitutional government.
Yeah, exactly.
And to get us talking.
It's a cohesive idea.
New York City.
It's a cohesive idea, man.
That's where I went to school, University of Pittsburgh.
So
it's a cohesive idea that brings people together, dude.
Yeah, and it's so powerful. And we can't drop the ball. We can't say, oh, there goes Ron Paul. Quick, let's go. No, he'll be like, listen, if nothing happens with me, don't stop. He doesn't want to stop. He doesn't want us to be like,
Get that on tape. Get
the whole point is that, if Ron Paul, God forbid, and I hate it when people are like, you can't talk about Ron Paul not winning. You can't talk about Ron Paul. That's anathema to everything. But it's reality. Wherever there's a plan B, you should have a plan B, a plan C, a plan D, and he's given it all to us. He said, these are all your multiple plans.
Win or lose.
Do it.
Win or lose, this has to stay.
Exactly.
This network has to stay.
What is it? If he loses, that's it? We accept it for another 4 years until somebody else comes along? What if Ron doesn't come along?
Exactly, dude.
Ron, he's not a young man. He's not going to be here forever for us. We can't make this a cult of personality ever, because he doesn't want it to be a cult of personality. He doesn't want it to be like, this is all about Ron Paul. This is all about the change that Ron Paul is looking for. Therefore, if Ron Paul is working for change, we should be working for change, not for Ron Paul, because he doesn't want us to work for Ron Paul. He wants us to work for change. So we need to select the leaders from among us, from all over the United States, a cabal of people to say, you know what? We're taking the torch. We're lighting around the nation. He is no longer responsible. And he never was responsible. We were always responsible, and he's reminding us of that to get us back to what we're doing. He's not saying just vote.
We the people.
Because you know what? It's never about one election or one office. Ever. If it ever becomes about one election, one office, we have a king. Because if one election, one office determines the entire country, that means we've elected a king and we've given him powers to change everything for us. And he doesn't want that. Exactly. He doesn't
want to turn Paul into another Bush or another...
No, we want him to be the president who signs off on our changes. This is what he should be.
He's one man that embodies an idea that pervades all of us.
Exactly.
One man pervades us, an idea.
And we're also different, too. And that's the thing. We come from... I'm a Republican. There's Democrats here. There's Libertarians.
Everybody. People who weren't involved before. And what's the point of getting people who weren't involved before an election if you say, well, this election, we got you involved, it didn't work out, you don't have to be involved anymore. It was just about this one election. It was just about this. You don't have to come out anymore. Is that the message we want to give to people? That you know what? It didn't work out, or it did work out. Even if he becomes president, does that mean we sit down? No. The whole point is, even if he becomes president, we stand up with him. We don't sit down and be like, Ron Paul's going to take care of everything for us. That's unconstitutional too. The president shouldn't do that. We need to just go to the state legislatures, have amendments brought, go back to the Constitution, things like that. It's more than just one
congressman elected at all levels.
That's why when it's called the Ron Paul Revolution, sometimes I think that's a little weird, because it's not the Ron Paul Revolution. It's the revolution started by Ron Paul. It's not about Ron Paul, it's about Ron Paul's ideas. It's not about following Ron Paul, it's about affecting the changes Ron Paul wants to affect. Without Ron Paul, if need be, if it happens, God forbid.
Oh, he'll be with us. He'll stand with us.
Oh, of course. You know what? If at the end of the campaign, if he doesn't win and we say, sorry, you didn't win, we're not going to stand by you, were we ever behind him? Did we ever really support him? No. If we supported him for president, that was a start. But we have to support him past that, because he needs to support past that.
I really think he'll come to support us, too.
Of course he will. You know what? We have have mobilization, we have movement, we have a 1 million-person march on Washington, D.C., Ron Paul will be right there with us. But you know, he'll be happy that he didn't put it together, that we got together. We said we're going to do it. Because that's what he wants. He wants people to mobilize. He's mobilized himself. He says individual responsibility. I'm going to mobilize myself. I want you to do it too. Not for me, but for yourself.
Yes.
And that's what it's about in every election, every office, at every level of government.
True.